There is a problem in San Juan, Puerto Rico. How about cruise passengers going on a hunger strike over an itinerary change? And yeah, if you commit assault on a cruise ship, there's going to be some serious consequences. Let's get into some cruise news. Good Friday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. It is the day after Thanksgiving, and I don't know about y'all. I'm still recovering from all of the delicious food I got to eat yesterday. Hopefully, everybody had a great Thanksgiving day, got to spend time with family, got to eat some delicious stuff, and now the countdown to Christmas begins. But before we get to Christmas, we do have cruise news to talk about. And first up, we are going to talk about San Juan, Puerto Rico. See, there's been some itinerary changes. Itinerary changes for one of Royal Caribbean's very large Oasis-class cruise ships, Symphony of the Seas, due to some dock damage. Nothing in Royal Caribbean's control, nothing Royal Caribbean can do to make it better, to make it go faster, because at the moment they are stuck waiting on others to complete repairs, the Coast Guard to approve it before Symphony of the Seas can come back. So it was reported that earlier in the year, an MSC cruise ship struck this particular dock, has left this dock damaged, has left this dock unstable. And this one particular dock, well, it's the only one there that is capable of handling an Oasis class or larger size cruise ship. Now, this first affected Symphony of the Seas on November the 17th. They had to make an itinerary change. Could not go to San Juan. The upcoming sailing here on December the 1st, having the same issue. They are going to have an itinerary change, cannot dock in San Juan. Now, the rub to this, though, is we don't know when it's going to be fixed. San Juan has not said it's going to be fixed by this date. No current estimated date for when the dock is going to be repaired, which does mean that this can continue to affect Oasis class size ships from Royal Caribbean to a future unknown date. So if you are one of those passengers booked on Symphony of the Seas, it's going to San Juan, Puerto Rico, keep an eye on your itinerary, because until San Juan gets their stuff handled, the Coast Guard gives the approval, Symphony of the Seas, they just can't dock there. Next, I saw this little story. It's kind of more just of a little blurb of a hunger strike issue going on board a cruise ship. So I don't know if we're going to get a whole lot more information on this one, but this was on the Scenic Hellenic, I think that's how you say it, Diane. And this is a small expedition-style cruise ship, carries 170 passengers, left Cape Town on November the 13th, was doing a 21-night voyage to Antarctica, well, developed some engine problems, some engine issues, and of course that results in an itinerary change. And because of this, they could not reach Antarctica. Big reason for booking the cruise. So I would understand completely that the cruise passengers, well, they're not super happy about that. Now, the cruise line has not offered them a full refund. They want a complete 100% refund. So in order to, I guess, motivate the cruise line to give them said refund, certain passengers from China and Russia, according to the story, they've gone on a hunger strike. They are refusing to eat until they are given a refund. Now, how effective is this particular tactic going to be in order to get a refund? I don't know. I also don't 100% understand the point or the reasoning of why, well, you won't give me my money, so I will starve myself to being the answer. But I guess you could say it's a unique approach. Instead of going down and screaming and yelling at guest services, you're simply giving some of the dining room staff the night off? I don't know. What do you guys think? Is a hunger strike really the best way to get your money back? And finally, yes, if you commit crime, you commit assault, you do something that's against the law on a cruise ship, you're going to face some punishment. And we've seen plenty of stories out of cruise lines where something's happened on the cruise ship. This is what the cruise line did. It was handed over to local authorities. And then a lot of times we never hear the follow-on, the consequences. What actually happened to this particular person? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. In this case, we do. So we got to think back a little bit, because this occurred on October the 20th of 2023 on board the Carnival Magic. We actually covered this story when in the main theater, one cruise passenger was struck another cruise passenger in the face with his drinking glass. Had his drink, altercation occurred, hit him in the face, resulted in injury to the victim, and the case was handed over to local authorities. Well, now we got a whole lot more information. We've even got more information as to what led up to the incident, what were the results of the incident, and where this particular gentleman is currently residing. So, Michael Truman, the 39-year-old male who struck his fellow cruise passenger, is currently serving his 2.5-year prison sentence, plus 50 months of mandated anger management and substance abuse confirmed by the Department of Justice. Now, what originally occurred is that you had the two passengers inside the main theater. The victim was asking Mr. Truman, "Hey, can you please be quiet in the theater?" Asked him twice. After he asked him the second time, he stood up to find a crew member in order to have a crew member assist with Mr. Truman being quiet. Well, that's when he hopped up, grabbed his drink glass, struck the cruise passenger in the face, knocked him to the ground, got down on the ground with him, and continued to strike him, resulting in damage to the face and 19 stitches. He was confined to his stateroom for the remainder of the cruise, does have a lifetime ban from Carnival Cruise Lines, and it was turned over to local authorities. He pleaded guilty to the assault charges and is currently spending his time in federal prison in Beaumont, Texas. So yes, those that want to misbehave, break the law, do these kinds of things on cruise ships, assault your fellow passengers, they do get turned over to local authorities. There are consequences. We don't necessarily always hear about them, but they are there. These people are not getting away with their actions. And whether this was a one-time event or a pattern of behavior from Truman, honestly, it's not the type of person we need out there sailing with us on cruise ships. All right, and that is going to be our video for this Friday morning. If you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day. And like always, we will see you out on the high seas.